So the most important two shlokas of chapter 2, shloka 22nd and shloka 23rd. The shlokas which we give example everywhere in daily life. Like we say all the time, the shloka which we say that, oh, the human body, they change, like how we change the clothes, the Atma change the bodies. Remember, we say all the time. And the second shloka is like where we say that to the Atma, nothing can burn, nothing can cut, nothing can wet, nothing can dry. So these two shlokas, very important shlokas. So the shloka 22nd's meaning is, as a person discarding worn out clothes, put on new ones, so an embodiment soul cast off old bodies enter into the others. Now, with this 22nd shloka, I will go with the 23rd shloka because they both. First, we have to understand the 23rd shloka, then we will be able to understand. Then we will be able to understand the shloka 23rd, 22nd. So the 23rd shloka is, weapons cannot cut the soul, nor can fire burn it. Water cannot drench it, nor can wind dry it. Right? Remember, these are the two shlokas. We always talk about these two shlokas whenever the concept of Gita comes. So the first half of this shloka is it's mentioned there about the worn clothes, the clothes which are torn. While in the second half there is a reference of casting of worn bodies. How can the illustration of old cloths resembles the body? It's very important to understand, right? So they say that how the clothes become bad, we change the clothes, right? And they say that the same way, when the body becomes bad, we change the body. But that's not true. Many people die very young. Their bodies are not worn, their bodies are completely fine. Many kids die, many young people die. So it's not true that when we are getting old, then only we die. No, we can die at any time. So it's not related with the it's not related with the death, or it's not related with the body. So now here the point is to understand what is changing all the time. Remember, before also in other shlokas we read that body changes all the time, right? The body has a capacity, it changes all the time. So many times it happened. Remember, we were doing that. Brahma is Kalatita. We all live in the Kal, we all live in the time, and time is every second changing. Our body is every second changing. The cells are dying and the new cells are coming. So this thing is always going on. So that is the change. That is the death is happening and the new birth is happening inside the body in the time. Like whatever is there 1 second before, the same thing cannot be after 1 second, right? It changes, everything changes. So we take the concept of dying in this thing, that every second everything is changing, everything is dying, a new thing is taking birth. Like our cells are dying and new cells are continuously in our body, there are new cells. In this shloka, the Krishna used a term called yatha and tatha. It explained that a man is discarding worn out clothes, put on new ones, so does not employ soul casting of old bodies, acquiring other bodies which you are. Okay, so the Krishna is saying yatha and tatha, which means that if the clothes you are discarding, it doesn't mean that the body, the soul is discarding the body and the soul is acquiring the other body. It doesn't mean that. Okay, so the main first we have to understand the soul here. What is the soul? Many times I have told there is only one soul, right? According to Vedanta, according to Ved, there are no 100 souls. There is only one soul. That soul is called Brahm. That is the ultimate truth, and everything is that. Because of the concept of like there are hundreds of souls dancing around here and there and jumping around, Buddha said that anatma, there is no soul. Buddha, when you say when we read about Buddha, he just said anatma, there is no soul, there is no atma. Because the atma is something else, and what we are, what our how our body changes, that is something else. It's very tough to understand, but I have tried my best, and I want concentration from everyone to sit down and understand and write down the question. We will have discussion, and we'll see how to make it more flexible to understand. So now we will go to the shloka number 23. The shloka 23 was what? It was like weapons cannot cut, fire cannot burn, and water cannot drench it, and wind cannot dry it. What is that? That's the soul, that's the Atma. Is our body like that? No, the body is not like that, right? With the weapon, we can cut our body. The fire can burn. When we are burning after that, nothing is left, only ashes are left. So everything get burned. So whatever the 23rd shloka is, it's not this body. Okay. Now, many times we have talked about this, that water, fire, weapons, and wind. What are these things? These things come in the five element. And where is the five element? The five element is in the nature. The five element is in the prakriti, nature. Remember, we always study how we study. We say that this is the prakriti, this is the nature. All five elements are in the nature. Atma is something else. What we have studied about Atma, it's achintaniya. We cannot even think about it. It's beyond our imagination. We cannot even imagine about it. And it is omnipresent. It's everywhere. So that's something else. We are not talking about that Atma here. We are talking about the body which resides in the nature, in the Prakriti. Okay? The body which is in this earth, in this universe, which get affected by the five elements. So we are talking about these five elements here. Because the Atma, the real Atma, which Vedanta says, that is beyond Prakriti. Prakriti doesn't affect there. So same concept here Krishna is talking in the language of Arjun here. How do a guru talks? A guru talk in the language how the disciple is going to understand. Right? A teacher has to make the language so the disciple can understand. So Krishna's disciple is here Arjun. So he has because Arjun, as we studied about Arjun before, he was too much associated with his body. Remember, he had a shame for the women of his family, and he was so worried that he's going to kill all his family members. So he was too much associated with the body. So Krishna has to teach him according to the body consciousness, right? How the disciple, how the listener is there. Same way, the person who's explaining things, the person change their language. So the person who is in front of them, they can understand. So because Arjun was body centric, why he was body centric? Because he was a warrior, he was royal, so much money, so much strength. He was too much into body. He was very handsome, very good looking. So for Krishna to make him understand, he took the body. But here the Krishna is only saying that Atma is something which cannot be cut, which cannot be burned, which cannot be drenched. Nothing can happen to Atma. And no one has a capacity to reach Atma. With the five elements, we cannot reach Atma here. So, whatever happens in the nature, Prakriti, at the level of soul, it never happens. Now we have to see that what is there which is taking birth, right? Now we remove the Atma somewhere else. Now again we are coming to the basic point that who is here which is taking birth here? right? Many time when we study, many time I have told that there is a ego tendency inside us, which is called aham vritti in Hindi. That aham vritti, that ego tendency, that aham vritti which grows into pure consciousness, that aham vritti takes birth again and again and again. Right? Remember, once I was giving you guys example of Vivekanand, that how Vivekanand had described it. The Vivekanand had said that uh, it's a vast ocean, and the bodies comes out like a water, waves coming out and getting down, coming out and getting down. So Vivekanand has described it this way, that it's just an ocean, the bodies come out and bodies go down. The main component of the ocean never changes, it's the same. But somewhere the ocean water can be very clean, and somewhere the ocean water can be very muddy, full of sand, or somewhere it can be where the plants and animals are dying inside it, but the entire ocean is same. So same way, how we are, somewhere the people are very good, somewhere the people are not good, and according to that the waves comes up and they have the same quality as the water have. So the waves which is coming up like this, that is the ego tendency. So when we take birth, what is taking birth inside us? That is the ego tendency. From the ego tendency, it turns into pure consciousness as it grows. And if it doesn't grow into consciousness, what will happen? Only ego will be there. Right? Now we have to understand that nature is this five element. We are in the five element. Now we say that something is called consciousness and something is called like body. Okay? Five elements body. Now let's again come to body. What body is here? So Krishna has said in the Gita many times the body is jada. Jad, I was trying to find an English word for jad, and it came out kind of non-living thing, or something which is very stubborn, or something which doesn't move. Right? So our body is what? Body is jad. Right? Why we are saying the body jad here? Because the body is made of five elements. Hmm? In that jad body, in that five elements, the consciousness grows. Okay. For example, very beautiful example I can give you. The flower comes out in dirt only. Right? If there is dirt, we plant a seed, the flower will come out. So where is the consciousness? The seeds of consciousness is in the dirt, in the five elements. That's why what we say, Annam Brahmam. The food you eat, it's considered as Brahm. It's considered as the pure consciousness. Remember before also when we were talking, and in the uh, Siddham Veda also it's written there, that how the consciousness is goes into the kid. The male sperm and female ova, both of them made by the food they eat, the quality of the food they eat, it's made by that. And when the baby is produced, the consciousness comes with that food, with that energy into the baby. So the aham vritti, the ego tendency, which is the initial stage of consciousness, it goes when the baby is conceived at that time, right? In Sanskrit, semen is called Raj, the Raj of Purusha. And same way, the ovas or egg or menstrual blood is called Raj. The meaning of Raj is here dirt. So how we are made? We are made with that dirt. So that dirt had consciousness into it. That's how our body has made. And that consciousness came along the time when we were conceived at the same time. So it's not that the baby was getting big and somewhere something flew and went inside the body. No. It can happen as the 6 month or 7 month pregnant lady is there, then maybe the baby in the tummy can show a different kinds of attributes, different kinds of qualities, which is totally different. It also depends that what kind of semen and what kind of ova was brought together to make a baby. Okay, so as in the dirt the flower comes out, same way with the dirt our body is made. So our body is totally made of 5 elements, nothing else. Okay, everything in this entire universe, it's only 5 elements. Now how we say, now again we have to see what happens in this 5 elements, right? If we are in the prakriti, if we are in the nature all the time, in the 5 elements, if we are dwelling, and if we don't know anything about the atma or super consciousness, then what happens? How is our life? Our life is full of anger, stress, fighting with each other, greedy, and lust. Many of you must be having a pet in your house. Look at the pets, how they behave. Or look the animals around us, how they behave. They get angry, they can show stress, they are always hungry, reproduction is their favorite thing to do. So look at our body also, how our body replicate the animalistic behavior inside it. What does it shows? That we came from jungle, we came from a forest. We are purely made of 5 elements. How can we differentiate a little bit? When we see that these kind of qualities are less inside us, when we don't get hurt too fast, not anger, we don't show too much lust, we don't show too much greed, we are not too much selfish. If we can see all these good qualities inside us, it means that we are moving away from the nature or the prakriti. Okay, so this was the understanding of the body, how the human body is, how our body react. Okay, now we'll come to the shloka 22nd. There is a line which means nayanati nayanti sanyanti narvani dehi. So here for what Krishna is saying, he's saying that anything is going to change in the level of Atma, nothing is going to change, but there is something which made of 5 elements that changes rapidly. So can you see the word here, Dehi? There is no word in entire shloka, there is no word about Atma. They are talking about Dehi. Dehi means what? Body. And the body which is having a ego tendency, and the body which is the ego tendency changing into consciousness. So they are talking about body and consciousness into it. Now we can break it into two parts. Okay, one part is Atma. We are not going to talk about Atma at all, because in the entire shloka there is no description of Atma. The description is here, the Dehi is changing, the rapidly changes happening in the Dehi. So what is the Dehi is made of? The Dehi is made of Jad and Chetan together. What was Jad here? The body was Jad, the 5 element was Jad. And what was the Chetna inside it? The ego tendency inside it was the Chetna. Okay, so we break into two parts now. The one part we are not touching, the other part we are going to study. The body and the Chetna or ego tendency inside that body. Okay, so if something is changing, where the change is happening? The change is happening in this nature, in this prakriti. The change is happening in the body. The baby was born, the baby became young, and the baby died after it became old. So whatever is happening, happening in this prakriti. It's only happening in this prakriti, in this nature. I think hopefully everybody got understood. I can take some questions. I know it's hard. Anybody have any question here?
No questions, but it is a little bit confusing.
It is
to get
confusing.
it.
That's why I'm breaking it again and again. So we are taking in two part. Okay, one part is Atma. We are not going to talk about it. The Krishna is talking about Shariri and Dehi. Shariri and Dehi means what? Shariri and Dehi means here something
Body.
which is related to body. Okay, in the body, what we have? We have the Jad body, this body made of five element. In that Jad body, what we have? A ego tendency. That ego tendencies, when it grows, it transforms into Chetana consciousness. Okay, but soul and Atma is something else. We are not even touching that chapter. This is something far. Okay, what people get confused here, the people got confused here with the Chetana and ego tendency. Okay, for example, if you like some celebrity, okay, what do you try? You always try to look like that celebrity. Hmm? You will dress up like that, you will behave like that, you will see that what kind of clothes they are wearing, will try to do all those things, right? And we try to resemble like that person, that okay, I'm admiring you. You will say that sometime you will not even show that you admire that person, but secretly you will be trying to be like that person, right? Same way, the ego tendency and consciousness, what it does, it loves the Atma. Two things are there, okay? It loves the Atma, it loves that Supreme, and it tries to resemble, it tries to copy that how Atma is behaving, let me also behave like that. What people said about Atma, let me do that. And who is making do all these things? The Maya, the illusion. The Maya works here, right? The Maya confuses us. It tells us that, okay, you copy. When you copy, you will become the same. But is it true? If you copy somebody, are we going to become like that person? No.
We
If I
won't
start
become them, but if we are modeling after something good, it is
Mhm.
not a bad thing, right? Like,
No, no, we'll understand that also.
mm,
We'll understand that also. Okay. So what happens, like all the time we want to copy, we want to become like Atma. Okay. And where are we living? We
on the
are
earth.
living in this Prakriti, right? In this universe we are living. Atma is something beyond universe. We always said that it's beyond, it's omnipresent, it doesn't move, we cannot think about, we don't know what it is, right? But we want to copy it. We want to copy it. For copy, what are we doing? We are just changing our texture. We change the way we talk. Are we really copying it? If really we copy Atma, what will happen? Okay, till we are copying something, I am one, that is another thing. So we are in what?
Duality exists. Duality
Duality,
exists.
right? Till we try to copy, duality exists. The moment we become Atma, will be there anything to copy left?
No.
Right? Nothing will be left to copy. At that level, at the level of Atma, will I be saying that I have control on five element? Will I be saying that I can walk on water? Will I be saying that with my power I can fly in the sky? Why? Why we will not say like that? Tell me.
Because at that level we have nothing to do with bodily elements. Flying, walking, all of these are beyond. We are
Yes,
beyond all that. Yeah, at that point.
yes, yeah, you got it. So till we talk about anything related to five element, we haven't reached there, right? Why Ramakrishna Paramhans and many of these kind of gurus who were really reached there, they always said they laugh on the people if they show any chamatkar, right? From which level are you showing the chamatkar? On the
Body
level of
level, yeah.
five element, right? If
Mhm.
your a rudraksh is coming in your hand or a vibhuti is coming off someone and kumkum is falling out someone, what is all that? It's the lower realm. What is that? It's the lowest realm. The more higher you go, you try to go out of the five elements. Why the bigger saints, Sankaracharya, like real Sankaracharya, never showed any chamatkar?
Because
Like
they're
we
operating at much supreme levels,
supreme
closer to.
level,
Yeah.
right? So now you can think, just you all are engineers, so much educated, right? It's such a logical thing to understand. Not going to any kind of andhvishwas or superstition. Okay? We are not God fearing people. We are not fearful of the God. We are the people who are trying to understand what is God here. Right? For understanding that Atma, which is something beyond, we need to understand that what is the capacity of the body. The capacity of the body is that only on five element we can dance. Somebody came to Ramakrishna Paramhansa and said that I did 12 years of tapasya, now I can walk on the water. And what he said, you idiot, you would have given a 1 rupee to that boatman and he will take you. Why did you waste your life in learning how to walk on the water? What difference it makes in your life? Right? So if we understand this concept that the five elements have a limitation, right? Then we understand the Brahman. In the lower realms, things are very easy. In the higher, much higher you go. Why they say that people get very close to gurus? Because their realms are very low. They can do a temporary things for you, right? But as far as you go with the higher deities, it becomes so hard. But when they make a change, it's a permanent change. Now it's up to you which level you want to live your life. You want the temporary changes and again face the problem, or you want to go to that level where something changes and it's permanent, right? Then you don't have to worry about it, right? So two things cannot happen. Only one. Advaita is only one. So till I and my body and my body and my chamatkars are there, I'm not still in the Advait state. Why do we do so much unclutching? We want to go to that Advait state, right? So we do so much unclutching that everything I am leaving behind. Nothing, I don't care about anything. So everybody understood the Jad body and the Chetna living in that Jad body. Okay. This is something in this level where the body is there and ego tendency and Chetna is there. This body takes birth again and again. Nothing related with the Atma here. Krishna is talking about Shariri and Dehi. You guys can go and see the shloka. In the shloka chapter 2, shloka 22nd, 23rd, Krishna is only talking about Sharir and body. He's not talking about Atma anywhere. So now again, different logic here, okay? The different logic is what? We said that Jad, our body is Jad, and the Chetna lives in our body, okay? If the Chetana is not bloomed, if we are just operating at the ego tendency, are we alive or are we dead? Can anyone answer me? If it's at the level of body, if we are talking, remember in the one of the shloka, Krishna told Arjun, why are you thinking that you are going to kill so many people? These people are already died. These people are already died. And this was in the concept of Duryodhana. For the Duryodhana, he said that why are you worried? He's already died. Why did Krishna said that? That he's already died? Because Duryodhana was adharmi and he was stuck with the greed inside him. right? So greed is also one kind of quality. If you get stuck to it, it means you are dead. So any kind of anger, lust, um, greed, any kind of, even good qualities also. Like people who comes to me and say that, oh, I don't want to donate so much, I want to do good for other people. Any kind of qualities, if you are stuck with that quality, you are dead. Which level are you operating here? You are only operating on the body level, and body is jad. We said that, right? The shariri is jad here. So you are already died. How can we become alive here? We become alive when slowly we develop nishkamta, where we are doing the action but not looking for the fruit of that action. Niswarthata, where we are doing the stuff but we are not selfish at all. Slowly, when we develop these kind of good things inside us, we come out of this pattern. Till we are looking for the answers, till we are looking for the phal, the fruit of our karma, right? We are doing good to others because we want good in our life too. If we have that kind of tendency, we are not on the path of spirituality. We are on the path of being good here, that I am good, but nothing more than that, or I am bad. Remember when we were doing the Siddha Vedam, we read that good and bad, they both are the qualities of the mind. There's both are the vrittis, qualities of the mind. So what Krishna is talking about, the body and the ego tendency and the consciousness in the body, that body goes into several changes, right? That body, if he had so many desires, those desires are unfulfilled karmas. And to fulfill those karmas, the body, the tendency, the ego tendency of the body take birth again and again and again. This thing happen. Atma is not at this level. Okay, Atma is something else. Who is taking birth? The ego tendency and the consciousness is taking birth again and again. It's true that rebirth happen, everything happens. In this level it happens. So what happened for the rebirth now, right? So the ocean is there, the wave came, and the wave came down. When it came down again in the water, what happened? Other water gushed, rushed, and mixed into that water. Now again a new wave is forming. This again the new wave is forming. Maybe it will carry 30-40% water of the old wave and 50% of the water from the new water which rushed down to mix into it. So again, whoever is taking birth and the wave which came down, the both the qualities won't be similar. There will be some difference. So the rebirth happen, but it's not that the person is dying with all the qualities or karma and everything, and with the same quantity it is coming up. It's not that, because other things rush into that, right? That's why we say when the person die and new person take birth, it's never the same. It's always different. There is a book of Vivekananda called Yoga. In that book, he has described very beautifully that how is this whole theory works, that how it goes, how it comes down, how everything rushes. The tendencies which we have, the ego which we have, it takes birth again and again. Why they say to become conscious? Because the more conscious we become, we apart ourselves from the ego, then the chances of taking birth becomes lesser and lesser. The more conscious we become, we will have very few desires. We will not want everything in our life. Right? Many more shlokas are on this thing is also there. So The ego tendency consciousness loves the Atma and it try to act like a Atma, right? But when it try to act like a Atma, it forgets that it cannot use five elements. Atma is not made of five elements. So it start taking use of five elements and then it wants to tell everyone that I am the Atma, right? The rishis, the saints, the people who were atmast, means the people who were with the Atma, who became like Atma, they never did anything, nothing affected them, right? Not any happiness made them happy, not any hurt made them uh, gave them pain. Little bit they can show, little bit from outer side you can see that little bit effect on them, but from inside something is so strong which is unbreakable all the time. When you feel in your life that you are something so strong from inside and unbreakable, nothing can break you. At that time, you can understand about yourself that you are going on the right path right now. Till everything affects you, till you laugh on everything and you cry for everything, you are not in that stage at all. You are your best judge to look inside you. The more subtle, the more strong you become from inside, the more nothing is reacting on you, you don't show any reaction to anything, the more you are going towards the Atma, right? Till you show all kind of reactions, you are not going, right? I know it's hard to understand, but yeah, Gita is like that. And now there is one line in the Gita in this shloka where say Vasani girnani yatha vyahai navani girhani naroparani, means the Dehi changed the old body. Right? The Dehi is changing the old body and getting a new body. And it is according to Vasani, mean the Vasna, the desire you have inside you. According to that, you get a new body. But it doesn't have any relationship with soul or Atma here. They are just talking about I tendency and the Dehi and the Shariri. Just talking about the body here. Right? You must have seen that there are people who are very Atmast, very, like Ramana Maharishi, we can have a beautiful example. Nothing used to affect him. He used to be never happy and never sad. Like very subtle, very, you can say very rude, or you can say like nothing shows effects on him. Because from inside, he was that strong. If you are weak from inside and you show uh, all kind of emotion too much, it's not that you are on a right path. Maybe you can sit and cry in front of God and God will grant you some things. That's a different story. But in the path of spirituality, you are not going anywhere. I think I'm done. Any question here? We can have question answers. Rohit, you have questions?
I just want to summarize the understanding. So, aham vritti is the ego tendency.
Yeah.
It takes birth. The body, it takes birth, and the body is formed with the consciousness that is coming from the quality of the parents.
Yeah. Quality of
Okay.
the parent.
So, it also matters
Mhm.
who your parents are.
Yeah. Who your parents are. Yeah. It matters like what kind of dirt your parents have, because we are made with that dirt only, right? But there is always a chance in our life that we can go beyond it. We can make our life more beautiful, we can learn new things, we can become more consciousness. So here, for the disclaimer, that we can, for the problems in our life, we should not blame our parents also, because when we are born we have a chance to make ourselves better, right? Always we have a chance to make ourselves more and more better. Yeah, I know it was a tough one. Any other question? Question, anyone? And I know
A
half of the people.
question.
Yeah, who is
I have a
that?
question, Vandana.
Mhm.
So I know we are not to fall into the trap of emotions and all of that and get stuck there. But then I'm
Mhm.
curious though, if we don't have any emotions, and we are just going on with our life, can we also be kind of, I don't know, like I don't know how to express it, but then will we still be humans, right? Without emotions, are we still even humans?
Like with the too much emotions, we are just animals. As you become human, as you
Mm-hmm.
become, you have compassion comes.
Mm,
With the stillness inside you, when the outside things are not affecting you, the compassion comes, the karuna comes. Right?
mm,
There is a lot difference between karuna and love.
right,
Right? Love, you want something in return.
बाबा
right.
8:45 बन गया.
Right? When you love something,
No,
uh, uh, when you love someone, you want something in return. But in the compassion, in the karuna, you do good for people, you don't want anything in return.
Mm-hmm.
So more strong you will become from inside, more these kind of good qualities will come inside you.
Mm,
Right? People are having in love, they are marrying every day, and after that they are divorcing every day. Right? These things are happening.
yeah, yeah,
Did you see the news of India? That girl, she killed her husband.
yeah. Something came in my feed. Yeah.
Yeah, all these kind of things are happening, right? So in this kind of thing, love, you want something in return. But when the compassion, the karuna happens, you don't want anything in return, right? You will become like a river then, just a flower, like everybody is smelling you. Does water want something in return from you? Is it
No,
fighting that you don't love me?
no.
It
But
tells,
then again, water is not human, right? So we are human. Uh, so that's what
you
my
have to
question
say,
was. If
yeah,
we are not going to get affected with anything, we don't
yeah.
have any emotions, are we still going
No,
to
no, I'm
be
not saying,
human?
no, I'm not telling you about not having emotions. I'm telling you about having the right emotion,
Mm,
the
okay.
passion, the right love, not this body love,
Right, right, right. Mm,
right? Now, this body kind of love that, oh, you do this to me, you love me, you don't love me, not this love. The love where you say that I love entire world. Doesn't matter to me if somebody loves me or don't love me.
right, right. Okay.
Not in return looking for love.
Kind of replace low level emotions with
Low,
higher level frequency
clear.
emotions.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Replacing the low level things with the higher level thing. Yeah, that's the right word to say. Right? In that you can do everything.
And while Krishna was saying this to Arjuna, what context is he saying in this specific sloka or this specific turn? Why is he giving this jnana to Arjun?
Because Arjun was too much body centric.
Okay. Okay.
He was 24 by 7 thinking that the body, body, body. Remember with the shlokas, he was
Hmm.
crying that my family is there. Then the women will become bad. Remember? All the kids will die. All these kind of things he were crying. So Krishna make him understood with the language of body.
Got it. Okay.
The teacher has to choose a language how the kids can understand.
Right.
He said that, okay, let's work on the body thing. Right? So he's making him understand that something that is different, something this is different. And
Yeah.
which is in Prakriti, which is in nature. Why are you worried for that? it gets rebirth all the time. Right? So somebody is dying, it will take a rebirth, because anybody is dying, it's not that that person's all desires are fulfilled. There
Right.
must be some desire, that person will take birth again.
Right. Fulfill those desires and that karma and whatever. Yeah, that
That
cycle.
karma. Desires are karma, right? Unfulfilled karmas. So people will take birth to do that. But this will be on the level of this earth, on the Brahman level. It won't be at the level of the Atma here.
Right.
Right? So Atma, the Krishna is keeping Atma away from all this discussion. Right? What people started talking about? Oh, the soul comes out, the soul take birth, the soul take new birth, the soul. But soul is only one. How can it take 100 birth? In Kathopanishad, when maybe I'll read something the Kathopanishad to you guys, where Nichiketa and Yamaraj has a discussion about Atma, where Yamraj has described him, what does it mean? Or there is Ashtavakra Gita. The language is like, you guys, like one line and you will be done. Everything will be done after that. Maybe I will start using those books also to have more open understanding. Even in the modern era, you can read Jiddu Krishnamurti, right? See his language in Facebook and all. Go and like him. So his quotation comes, and read his quotation, what language he uses. Ramana, like Ramana Maharshi, and see the what kind of language Ramana Maharshi is using. Then you will, it will be more easy to understand. Instead of going in the trap of very low frequency gurus, go with the higher frequency ones.